What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing the newest album from Waterparks, which is a band that I only recently got into, as in 2016, so I know they've been around for a couple years, but they just put out their debut album in 2016, actually towards the end of that year, so this is kind of a quick turnaround for a second album already. Their second effort is titled Entertainment, which is out on January 26th, a Friday, and fun fact, I actually received my vinyl pre-order copy of the record a couple days early on Monday, so I had some time to actually listen to this album, so I could conjure up a little review a day early for you guys, and luckily I won't be offending anybody who gets mad at people that listen to leaks early before the album comes out. Luckily I'm in the safe zone this time because they literally sent it to me 4 days early. I did not ask for this. This beautiful vinyl showed up at my doorstep. Am I expected just to not listen to it? Come on. But anyways, guys, let's get on with this review. Now, honestly, I am not feeling as entertained by Entertainment as I did by Double Dare, and that was one of my top favorite albums of 2016, and it's still an album that I come back to very, very often. I listen to pretty much every single song on that record very, very often, and I was just honestly really taken back when I heard their debut album because I didn't really have any expectations, and I was just kind of blown away by just how catchy and memorable pretty much every single song on the album was. So after falling in love with that album, I had high hopes for this new one when they announced it a few months ago, especially after hearing the first lead single, which was Blonde. That song is definitely the most Double Dare-ish song on the record, and it's still probably my top favorite on this album at the moment. If I'm being honest, this album fell short for me in a few different ways. One of the first things you're going to notice when you listen to this thing is that it's a lot more poppier and more produced with less guitars when compared to their last effort, and you can especially notice that on songs like We Need to Talk and Cry Baby. And I don't want to make it sound like pop is a bad thing because obviously Waterparks have always had a good majority of pop style in their music, but I personally tend to prefer their more rockier songs, the ones that fuse pop punk and electronic, just like on Double Dare. Even if Entertainment's sort of hit or miss in places for me, I'm still generally enjoying this thing as a whole, and I really like the themes on this record that they explore, such as being lucky or at least thinking you are, and then there's also a lot of relationship-centered tracks on this album, whether Austin is feeling head over heels or the exact opposite. And the song We Need to Talk really highlights on those feelings, and this is one that I honestly found pretty cheesy the first time around with the Justin Bieber reference, but this song has surprisingly grown on me, and it's actually probably one of my top favorites on the album as of right now. The chorus is pretty infectious, and the lyrics on this thing are super relatable to me, just the whole idea of thinking that you've struck gold with this person that you're in a relationship with, and thinking that you found the one finally, and then somehow they turn around and become a completely different person, just somebody that you never thought that they would become, and that can quickly turn into a nightmare, and that's something that I've definitely experienced in my life. That entire mood is very clear on this song, and I do appreciate that. Some of my other big favorites include 1111, which is the opening track, just kind of a cute little fun song that talks about being lucky and being in love, basically. I'm also really enjoying Not Warriors, which is the third single that they've released, and originally I was not really on board with this one, but with more listening, I'm growing to love this one more and more. It just feels very signature Waterparks with a and Austin sounds incredibly great on the song Tantrum, which is very reminiscent of Little Violence from their last record with the heavier guitars and aggressive vocals. He's yet again pushing his voice to the limits by yelling and getting his anger out, and it has so much power. And this is another one that's grown on me a lot, and while I'm not a huge fan of the verses on this song, that chorus just makes up for it. It's just massive and loud as he roars, "Hey, look what you've done now." It's so fucking epic. And at the very end of this song, he's basically screaming, and this is a style that I would love to see more of from Austin Knight. I think he sounds great. It's a huge highlight on this record. Peach and Sleep Alone are some other ones that I'm really enjoying, but if I had to pick some least favorites, it would definitely be Lucky People and Cry Baby. Now, Cry Baby is probably the one song I really just cannot stand on Entertainment, and I do realize it's a sensitive song for Austin, but I don't know, I just, the production on this one just really turns me off, and it's just so repetitive, and honestly, when I listen to this song, all I can think of is Melanie Martinez. I can't love them all, kids, I'm sorry. Overall, I think Waterparks' second full-length album, Entertainment, is definitely entertaining, but I just don't think it lives up to their debut. The hooks aren't nearly as memorable, and the poppier sound just kind of turns me off in places. However, I do think this is a pretty great album with a lot of fun songs on it, so I think I'm going to be holding on to my vinyl copy for now. At first, I was a little unsure the first couple listens, but like I said, stuff grows on me. This happens to me a lot. There are countless albums and just bands in general that I originally may not like at all, and then later on they become some of my favorites, so we'll see what happens with this one. Guys, I would definitely recommend checking out this new Waterparks album. If you are a fan of Double Dare, definitely don't expect this to be identical to that, because they have shifted sounds just a bit, but it still sounds like Waterparks, and I think true fans are going to still appreciate this. But of course, this was all just my personal opinion on the record. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and while you're down there, make sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. With that said, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will see you all next time.